Even in the map, you can see clearly the kingdom of Judah on the slave coast. The whole thing is all about to show you the truth so that you can see the light. None of the 12 tribes of biblical Israel were white people. When you know the truth, you yourself will know that some doctrine is not right. Hi everyone, you're welcome to the Evangel News YouTube channel. If you are new in this channel, I would like you to subscribe, like, comment, and most importantly, turn on your notification button to get notified whenever we upload a new video. 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. The Bible says, in order that Satan will not outsmart us, that we should not be ignorant of his devices. The truth matters, and knowledge is power. So in today's topic, we will start with a question. Who are the Israelites in the Bible? This is the first video that I will divide into series, because this video is going to be too long. So I will divide it and cut it into series. I will try as much as I can to shorten it a little. Okay? My aim in this channel is not to have so many videos. Anyone can come on my page and watch the video completely within a day. The Bible said we shall know the truth and the truth shall set us free. I was trained to believe that you just have to say the truth and that's it. Till I noticed that saying the truth alone, which should have been enough, is not enough. Then I learned that evidence or sign would be required to believe. Sometimes that's not even enough. The problem is that the truth itself is the problem. It is not what people think, and people always want to fight it, no matter how you present it. Some of these things that we say here will not be easy to digest. The devil is the father of lies and deceit. The Bible says in Ephesians 5 verse 11 that have no fellowship with the unfruitful work of darkness, but rather expose them. So who are the Israelites? The Bible classified people based on tribe, bloodline, and not race. Racism was created for a terrible reason, just to hide the truth and to create division around 16th and 17th century, during the time of the Renaissance era, by people like Blumenbach and so many others. Biggest plot twist ever in the history of humanity. In the book and movies, you will see Bible characters all depicted as white people, no black person, and we accepted it with good heart. But I hope you will not frown at the truth when you see it. By telling us that this is their God, we don't have to ask any question, and this has created a whole lot of false doctrine today. So who are the 12 tribes of Israel today? I will deal with the truth first and then come back and expose the lies. I don't know how to teach, but I will try my best, and I will try my best also to be brief about this information that I'm putting out here. Let me start from the top. Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, but we are looking for the real people in the Bible. So I will briefly read about Japheth and Ham, but I will focus on the lineage of Shem and know the color of the ancient Semitic people. Rabbi Eliezer on chapter 24, Nimrod and the Tower of Babel. Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with their several settlements, and he gave them as an inheritance all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark but comely, and he gave them the habitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, making them dark like the raven, and he gave them as an inheritance the coast of the sea. He blessed Japheth and his sons, making them entirely white. The lineage of Shem was dark but comely. Ham is dark too, as raven. Japheth entirely white. And this is so true because if you track their genealogy, we see its accuracy. See what the Bible says about their genealogy. Genesis chapter 10 verse 6. The sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. These are African countries and they are all black. Don't be confused by the Egyptians you see today. The ancient Egyptians were dark-skinned people. Cush is the father of Nimrod that built the Tower of Babel. They were black. Cush is associated to today's Sudan, Ethiopia, Nubia. Put is Libya, and they were all black nations or tribes, confirming the legitimacy of Rabbi Eliezer's writings. The Hamites always have something to do with the tribe of Israel. Both the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Philistines, the Ethiopians, the Canaanites, the Egyptians, all of them, they are all Hamites. They are black people. Let me also read what the Bible said about the children of Japheth. Genesis 10:2-3. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Medea, Javan, Uba, Mekesh, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi is the son of Gomer, and this is Japhites. They are not Semitic, and the name sounds familiar, right? Ashkenazi Jews. But if you ask them today, why are they called Ashkenazi? They will go ahead and tell you that because they came out from Germany. But does that mean that when Yahweh brought out the children of Israel from Egypt, were they called the Egyptian Jews? But anyway, I digress. Let's continue. Japheth is the father of white race and Caucasians, and is well known throughout the history. In fact, it's alleged that Pope Nicholas justified transatlantic slave trade, making it a common belief about the superiority of the Japhites, referring it to the cause of Ham in the book of Genesis. Let's read it and know what the Bible said about it. Genesis 9:24-25. When Noah woke up from his stupor, he learned what Ham, his youngest son, has done, and he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham, May Canaan be cursed. May he be the lowest servant among his relatives. The truth is that Canaan was cursed and not harmed. So the Bible verse that aligns with transatlantic slave trade is Deuteronomy 28. And YAHOSHUA shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I have spoken unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more. And there shall ye be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no one shall buy you. Now we have known the Hamites, the Africans, and the Europeans, the Japhites. And for supporting Bible verse, Book of Jubilee 8:29, this is the land that emerged for Japheth and his children as his hereditary share, which he could occupy for himself and his children throughout their generation forever. 5 large islands and a large land in the north. However, it is cold, while the land of Shem is hot. Now, Shem's land is neither hot or cold, but it's mixture of cold and heat. The main focus here is the Semitic. Their bloodline, like Rabbi Eliezer said, they are dark but comely, just like King Solomon's. And he's right. I will give you some Bible proof in this video. Let me start by saying this. No tribe of Israel is white. None of the 12 tribes of biblical Israel were white people. I just want to make that one clear. Unlike today's popular ideology, like I read from Rabbi Eliezer, that they were dark but comely. Might not be as dark as the Hamites, but dark in complexion regardless. Let's track the bloodline of Shem. Okay? And for a side note, let me say this. They are called the Semitic people or Shemites because of their ancestor Noah's son Shem. They are called the Hebrews because of their language and Noah's great-grandson Eber. So basically you can be Semitic or Shemite but not Hebrew. Like the Assyrians that captured the northern tribe of Israel. They are Semitic people, but they are not Hebrew. Abraham was referred to as an Hebrew even before there's anything like Israel. Then they are referred to as Israelites because of their father Jacob, which Elohim changed his name to Israel, having 12 sons, which later became the 12th tribe of Israel, from his wife Leah, Rachel, and his maidens Bilhah and Zilpah. They are called Jews because of Judah, because the kingdom was divided through civil war. The Jews are those ones that returned from their captivity and exile from Babylon to rebuild the second temple and maintain their tradition, making it possible for the first coming of Messiah. The northern tribe never returned, but whenever they are gathered, they can be called Jews. In fact, the kingdom of Judah in the Bible contains 3 tribes, the Benjamin, the Judah, and the Levites. Scepter can never depart from Judah, according to the blessing of their father Jacob. They became the center and the chosen tribe. Even kings like David, Solomon were from the tribe of Judah. And even the everlasting king YAHOSHUA came from that same line. The take-home lesson in this context is that whenever they are gathered together, they can rightfully be called the Jews, like the slave map from the 15th century and 17th century. Because like I said, scepter never departs from Judah. So they were referred to as the Negroes by the Portuguese and the Spanish, that they migrated to while they were fleeing from Roman persecution in 70 AD after the siege of Jerusalem. People think, like the mainstream always portray it to be, that the word Negro is for everyone that is black, which the word truly means black, which is basically true, but it was not originally used for everyone that has black skin, but for some people in particular. Let me give you some examples. Look at the slave map in Africa around 16th to 17th century, and you will see the word boldly written there, the Negro land. That's where they got their slaves from. And then to the slave coast, where they were shipped to America and so many other places. If the word Negro is originally for every black skin people, then the whole map of Africa should be Negro land, because they are all black skin people living there. But why others have names, even names you can recognize from the tribe of Ham today, then you see a vast land that don't just have a name, but just Negro land. Even in the map, you can see clearly the kingdom of Judah on the slave coast. So whether you know who you are or not, the people that enslaved you knew who you are. And they did and will still keep on doing everything so that you don't wake up. Okay, let's open the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and see how the Israel or Jews or Negro could be mistaken, differentiated, and compared to as the Hamites. Let's read. Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably around 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons that lived through the flood. He became the progenitors of that race, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Genesis 10:6-20. The same Negroes you just saw in the map, and see the kingdom of Judah among them, where transatlantic slave trade happened. Because slave trade obviously didn't happen in our African country, but some tribe in some part of Africa. Let me read it again. He said, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons that lived through the flood. He became the progenitors of that race, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites, as Genesis chapter 10:6-20. said all these people and their generations are dark. Why he said not the Negro? Because it's not the son of Ham, but they're often together. So that's why he always differentiates it. They are not the same, even though they look alike. Just the way Joseph, Paul, and so many other Israelites has been mistaken for as Egyptians, the Hamites, in Africa. Exactly the same way. For side note, words related to Negroes, true translation, are nigger, Niger. All this area around Niger rivers, Niger areas, or Negro areas. Those people that live among this area, many of their neighbors are Negro people. With this brief explanation, I hope you are connecting the dots by now by the help of Ruach Hakodesh. Let me not get ahead of myself and start going deep into history. Maybe in later series of this awakening, like part 4 or 5, I might get there. But for now, I only want to make clear the skin color of the true biblical people, Elohim chosen people. So let's return to the Bible. The Bible said that we will know the truth and the truth shall set us free. Before the end of this awakening series, you will understand the damage this life has caused and the seed that came through racism. But above all, you will see the power of Yahuwah. Back to the lineage of Shem. As we have clearly seen, Hamites were blacks and Japhites were progenitors of white race, Caucasian race. And even after giving you these two sources that says the Semites were dark-skinned people, I will go ahead and bring more proofs. So, who are the sons of Shem? The Bible verse, Genesis 10:22. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The lineage which Israelites came from is from the lineage of Arphaxad. So let's look at his brothers and know how his brothers look like, because him and his brothers obviously will not have different race. His brothers will have the same skin color as him. So one of his brothers were Ashur. From there came the Assyrians. You might have heard about them in the Bible. They captured the northern tribe of Israel and seized Lachish city in Judah. You should know them about Nineveh, that Jonah was asked to go and preach, and he refused, and fish swallowed him. Yes, that's Assyrian. That's the capital of Assyria, Nineveh. They have the same ancestry, Shem. The unpopular opinion is that Assyrians were dark-skinned people. You can see their features from their depictions of their walls. And again, the word Ashur in strong concordance means black or to be black, which is very similar to the word Ashur, from where the word Assyrians came from.
And that we all know that Turks are not an indigenous people to this region. They came from southern Russia and the Central Asia in recent centuries. The ancient inhabitants of the ancient peoples of the Middle East were all different types of black people, different groups of black people. Assyrians were a black people, Persians were a black people, Elamites were a black people, and Arabs, yes, were a black people. That's why you see Assyrians have depicted themselves with curly hair, curly beard, and dreadlocks.
And again, Alam, another son of Shem, brother to Ashur and Arphaxad, from where Israelites descend from. What you don't know is that the Elamites were also black. Elamites' kingdom of Shusha or Shushan were mentioned so many times in the Bible. Shusha, the provenance of Elam. Daniel 8 verse 2. Elamites of Shusha. Ezra 4 verse 9. It was mentioned so many places in the Bible. They were dark-skinned people. What you will do is that just type in Daros Palace wall in Shusha. Just type it in Google and see how their warriors look like. They were even painted. You will see everything. You will see evidence there. They were all black people. See how their warriors look like. Ancient kingdom of Shusha, the Elamites, the Shemites, the son of Shem, and the brother to Ashur and Arphaxad, the ancestor of Abraham and Israel. They were black people. So it's more than likely that Arphaxad himself and his seed were black too. Now let's go down to the children of Israelites and look at their features and see if there's any evidence of blackness in them, if they were black-skinned people too. Before then, let me correct the error that blindfolded me while I was waking up to the truth. You will see many times in the Bible about Israelites, how they love fair women. The word fair was never about complexion. It was never about complexion. But I believe it was changed for the purpose of deception. Fair in the Bible simply means beautiful, not light skin. But some white supremacists made it to be so, that only white people are beautiful. Hence, the term fair is now used as complexion. But it was never like that before, because some white supremacists believe only Caucasians can be beautiful. You understand it better when you read Sons of Solomon. First of all, I will read King James Bible verse, which is the first English translation, which has given us the popular opinion about what fair is. Then I will read any other translation to know if it's the same thing they are talking about. And again, if you check how it's defining fair, you will know that this is not definition of fair. That is talking about attractiveness or how curvy or how beautiful the person looks like. So let's read it from two different translations. It's all over the places in the Bible. Every time fair, this one like fair person, this one like poor person, and it confuses everybody, making us believe that what we see in the depictions on the walls, on the book, and everywhere is true. Okay, so let's read the Bible and see if there is any trace of truth in it. Sons of Solomon 4 verse 1. If you read King James, you will say, "Behold, thou art fair, my Lord, behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is as flock of goats that appear in Mount Gilead." Okay, but if you read another translation, it's, "How beautiful are you, darling? Oh, how beautiful. Your eyes behind your veils are doves. Your hair is like a flock of goats descending from the hills of Gilead." Sons of Solomon 4 verse 7. King James Version says, "Thou art fair, my love. Thou hast no spot in thee." So you see, it's describing about beauty. It's not really describing about body compression. Another Bible translation says, "You are altogether beautiful, my darling. There is no flaw in you." So having made that one clear, we all know that the children of Israelite never mixed with the Japhites, despite how they were warned many times in the Bible never to intermarry. Among so many verses, I will read Deuteronomy 7:3-4. It says, "Do not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to their sons, or take their daughters for your son. For they will turn your children away from following me and serve other gods, and Yahuwah's anger will burn against you and will quickly destroy you." So let me clarify this before some people will misunderstand it. Yahuwah himself, our Elohim, is not a racist. He doesn't care about skin color. But why he's giving those laws, he clearly said it in verse 4, that because if you do so, their children will take you away from him and make you to whore or to worship other gods, and he will make his anger to be kindled against you. And you see many places in the Bible, you see that it happened. When King Solomon brought so many wives from many tribes, they brought on their gods and they were worshiping in the holy place. So he's saying, he's giving all those commandments to keep his laws and his ordinances and to keep his holiness. It's not about race or what they look like, because salvation is for everybody. It doesn't care about race. Okay, I just want to make that clear. He does not care about race. He doesn't do anything about race. The devil created race. It's not him. So the hate is for the devil. It's not him. He only wants to preserve his ordinances, so his people will not whore against every other god. And you know so many places in the Bible how the Bible warned them, and they still went on to worship other gods. You know the children of Israel, how disobedient they are, how stiff-necked they are. They are very disobedient, and many places in the Bible they often go and worship other gods. If you read the book of 2 Kings, you will understand it better. How they whored everywhere. They even committed more sin than the people that was in the land. So they disobeyed. It's quite all right. They disobeyed and served other gods, but they intermarried with the Hamites. They never intermarried with the Shemites. That's the thing. They intermarried with the Hamites that are around them, the Canaanites, all of them. They mixed with them. They married with them, which are black people from Africa. They married from Ham instead, and they disobeyed and they served other gods, as Yahweh warned them not to do. In part 2 of this awakening series, I will show you things in the Bible that further prove the alignment with the descendants of Ham, the progenitors of that race, which are Africans. And I will also show you their darker skin complexion. And so you can understand the world that you are living in and look at it through the lens of the scriptures. And understand that we are living in the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. The whole thing is all about to show you the truth so that you can see the lie. It's not to debate or to argue whether this doctrine is fine, whether we should continue with this doctrine, whether we should not continue with this doctrine. When you know the truth, you yourself will choose. We know that some doctrine is not right, and you will depart from some things. The whole agenda here is just to show you the truth and for Yahweh to be glorified. But before I go, I will leave you with this one proof in this video and continue in the next video. Let me just say this. Normally, no nation on earth has two different races. Forget about what the slavery did to some Western world and what migration did in so many nations today. Every nation by bloodline or by tribe is one race. Now, like I said, let me give you an idea and continue in another video about how the original ancient Israelite looks like. This is a depiction, Assyrian captivity. Just Google it in your phone, okay? Just type in Lakish Relief, British Museum, and you will see the original people in the Bible, how they look like.
So let's continue down the line. We've got more slaves that are leaving the city. Now somebody tell me the difference between this guy and this guy. Whose side do you think this guy's on? The Assyrians, yeah, the conquerors, the Assyrians. And whose side do you think this guy is on? The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology.
The truth is not lost. It's just not mainstream. It's just not the popular opinion. The popular opinions are lies. The truth is not lost. It's not just mainstream. And remember, the original Hebrew language is an African language.
The Gentile, I'm here to profess. Black people, you are Israelites. You are the chosen ones. You are a prestigious people. Your history is in the Bible.
So why am I making this video? So for you to see the word for what it is and for you to know the truth. And also for me to do our Father's will. And even if it costs me anything on this earth, he can be worshipped the way he's supposed to. So at the end, that his name alone will be glorified. By the end of this series, you will understand him better and see how mighty and powerful he is. You will understand what his plan for this end time is. That is the goal of making these videos. In the next Awakening series, that's the part 2, I will finalize how the original ancient Israelite possibly looks like. And in part 3, we will search for the areas where they migrated to and look for them, because Yahweh is not done with them. End time prophecy is all about them. This brings us to the end of today's series. And next video will continue in part 2. Stay tuned. If you have watched this video to this extent, I would like you to subscribe, comment, share, and like. And most importantly, turn on the notification button to get notified whenever we upload a new video. So, I love you. See you next time. Yah bless you.
O Yahweh, my strength, and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Jeremiah 16:19.